Welcome guys to Talk Football with Tyrone. Here we do football analysis, player analysis and football podcasts. So today in our video we are going to analyze the match between Tottenham and Manchester United that was played in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So from the statistics of the game, we can clearly see that Manchester United came with a game plan of dominating possession, while Tottenham came with a plan of sitting back and hitting Manchester United on counter attacks. This is evident by Manchester United having 61% of the ball, with Tottenham having 39% possession. So both teams were lined up like this: Manchester United in their usual 4-2-3-1 formation, with Tottenham in their 3-4-3 formation. But these were just formations on paper. We are going to analyze how both teams were set up on the pitch. But before we continue, I'd like to kindly ask you to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. So Manchester United were lined up in their usual 4-2-3-1 formation. This formation shifted into a 4-1-4-1 in possession, with Bruno and Christian Eriksen playing behind the Tottenham's midfield lines and occupying the positions in between the lines. Wan-Bissaka and Diogo Dalot would play wide while cutting in and inverting into midfield to create a situation whereby Antony and Sancho could receive the ball in 1v1 positions. This occurred both with Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, since they wanted to outnumber the 5-man Tottenham's backline. In defense, Manchester United would drop into a mid 4-1-4-1 block, with Christian Eriksen and Bruno joining Casemiro in midfield. Tottenham lined up in a 3-4-3 formation, but their main aim in the game was to hit Manchester United in counter-attacks, and therefore only the front three were involved in the attack. But once they went behind, Tottenham started to push both their wing-backs, Perisic and Pedro porro, forward, forming a 3-man backline, 2 holding midfielders and 5 attacking players, forming the 3-2-5 in attack. In defensive positions, both wingbacks will drop deep and join the backline and form a 5-3-2 in the back, or alternatively, Son would also join the midfield line and form a deep 5-4-1 formation to prevent the runs and the movements of Bruno and Christian Eriksen in between the Manchester defensive line. So this is how both teams were set up in attack. Manchester United were the ones who had majority of possession, and Tottenham pressed Manchester United in a mid 5-2-3 block, with both wingbacks playing as fullbacks. Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen occupied positions in between the lines in the half spaces to create numerical superiority in the wide areas, linking up with Antony and Jadon Sancho. Casemiro held the midfield alone, while Diogo Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka would be moving in a systematic way in joining the attack. You can clearly see here Manchester United in their 4-1-4-1 formation. Here you can see Bruno and Christian Eriksen occupying the positions in behind the Tottenham's defensive line, with wide wingers and Rashford occupying the centre backs. Here you can see that Tottenham have matched Manchester United's 5-man attack man to man. So Ten Hag instructed his fullbacks to be joining the attacking line and therefore be pulling one wing back in field and creating a gap for their wide wingers so that they can run at the defense, since they are good 1v1 wingers. Here we can see Sancho receiving the ball in space as a result of Dalot forcing Pedro narrow. Manchester United are building in their 4-1 formation, with Casemiro playing as a single pivot and wide fullbacks giving the width. Here you can see how Tottenham have settled in their 5-4-1 formation defending against Manchester United. In some instances, Manchester United forwards would be dropping midfield and receiving the ball directly from Casemiro. Alternatively, also the wingers would receive the ball in space and take on the fullbacks. But in some cases, Bruno, and especially in this case, Marcus Rashford, will be dropping in midfield, receiving the ball, pulling a centre-back out and creating gaps for the runs of Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes in the box. This created a huge chance in the first half. Lindelof here picks Marcus Rashford in between the lines. Rashford turns and has 6 players ahead of him where he can pass and create a goal-scoring position for Manchester United. Unlike Tottenham, Manchester United pressed high and they pressed aggressively. This high press forced Tottenham to be playing the ball to the fullbacks, and Manchester United would initiate a touchline press where Tottenham would go long and Manchester United would lose the ball. And this was a repeated occurrence. You can see from this clip how Rashford and Bruno Fernandes are putting pressure on Foster and the other 2 centre-backs, and therefore Foster is forced to go long and Tottenham lose possession of the ball. Tottenham's 4-5-2-3 formation was mainly tasked in capitalizing in mistakes whereby Manchester United centre-backs will try to make those line-breaking passes to Bruno and Eriksen. A Tottenham midfielder will intercept it, play it to either Son or Richarlison, link up with Harry Kane and create goal-scoring positions for Tottenham. Tottenham capitalized this counter-attack effectively in scoring both their 2 goals. Here is a clear example of how Tottenham received the ball and immediately countered Manchester United. When Tottenham managed to escape the first line of pressure, they would establish themselves in a 3-2-5 formation. On the other hand, Manchester United will drop into their 4-1-4-1 mid-block with Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes playing alongside Casemiro. This ensured they covered the half spaces well, and therefore Son and Richarlison could not receive line-breaking passes, and when the pass was played to the wing-back, he was forced by the full-back to play the ball back. Here you can see Manchester United's tight 5-man midfield formation that blocks central progression of the ball. Marcus Rashford would be outnumbered in the first line of pressure, and therefore the 2 Tottenham midfielders would receive the ball directly from their centre-backs. This would prompt the 2 attacking midfielders from Man United to step out from their midfield defensive position and try to counter them. This would create a space for Son to receive the ball and either play Pedro on the wide area or link up with Harry Kane to score a goal. This is what resulted actually in the second goal. The position of Son in the half space would ensure that one centre-back would be tasked to drop and try to cover him, in this case Luke Shaw, and Son would use his excellent dribbling skills, bypass Luke Shaw and have a shot on goal. This was an evident instance in the game, mostly in the second half, but also occurred in the first half. Here we can see Son dropping deep, forcing Luke Shaw out of his defensive line. Pedro plays a first-time ball in space. Son receives the ball and runs with the ball as he tries to make a cross to the running Harry Kane and Richarlison. And luckily for Manchester United, Lindelof intercepts the ball and stops the Tottenham attack. We may not have covered the entire tactics of the game, but Ryan Mason looks like he has started on a good front as Tottenham's new interim manager. We thank you for watching this video with us.